Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you couldn't tell from the title of this video, I'm going to be comparing the Shark FlexStyle with the Dyson Airwrap ID. Now I will say I was very kindly gifted both of these products, so this is a complete honest and fair review of both of them. I've had the Shark for quite a long time now, I want to say coming up 2 years, and I very recently received the Dyson Airwrap ID. I thought we'd put both to the test. I do love the Shark FlexStyle, I use it a lot. It does give me a really good bouncy blow dry. I'm really keen to try the Dyson Airwrap and see if it does the same thing. So with the Shark, it comes in this sort of scuba style bag with some pockets, and you do get a few like clips and things like that. This is the sort of blow dry element brush, a kind of a round brush that you'd use when you're blow drying your hair, so you do get one of those with the Shark. I don't reach for this that often, it's quite big, so I feel like it does add volume, but where it is so big I sometimes find it a little bit clunky to use. Now the actual blow dryer head, I don't actually often put this on. This is, I feel like, if you're wanting more of like a sleek kind of look, I do just use the like blow dry element of just the round head that comes with like the standard barrel, and when I say that, I mean this literally unlocks, you hold that down and it twists, and that is then your blow dryer. So I just use it like that. I don't typically reach for this, but I feel like if you do like a hairdryer that typically does have that sort of style head, this is good. I didn't actually ever use this tool, but this is designed to kind of flatten your strays, like your loose hairs at the top of your head. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Kind of tame your flyaways, that's what I'm trying to say. Again, I should probably use this because I do actually really struggle with that, so maybe we can give them a go sort of like for like today, with the Dyson version as well, but you do get one of those as well. Moving on to the actual barrels, so with the Shark FlexStyle you get 2 lefts and then 2 right barrels, and you have to change these between which side of your hair that you're going to be doing. A slightly thicker barrel and then a slightly thinner barrel. Obviously these are going to give you different curl types. This is going to be a bit more of a looser wave, and this would be a bit of a tighter wave. So in a nutshell, that is what comes with the Shark FlexStyle. Button wise, you have the on button here, the temperature button here, and the air mode here, which is obviously just going to control the sort of speed and the intensity of the air. Also do have like the cool shot, which they do recommend to kind of like hold your curl in place. Let's talk about the Dyson then. So it does come in this lovely box, which I already think looks a little bit more expensive and sleeker than the Shark FlexStyle. I think with the Shark FlexStyle now, you do get a box with it. I think mine's an older model, quite similar to the Shark. So you have the on button here, and then, oh, it kind of vibrates when you turn it on and off. That's interesting. My Shark doesn't do that. I have the different airflows here, and then the temperature controls here. One thing about the Airwrap as well is you can connect it to an app on your phone. I'm not going to do that for the sake of this video, but maybe I'll overlay some footage showing you what that looks like. And I think you can save down like your preferred heat method and like your settings, so it's just ideal if you, I guess, want to really quickly do your hair. You can go in and do that. I think you have to change the filter. Now that's just here. I don't, again, I'm gonna have to like look into this. I won't need to do it for this time because it's my first time using it, but the end does just pop off. I've seen a few people sort of complain about that and say it is a little bit annoying. As with the Shark then, you do get a big round brush attachment. This is slightly more round than the Shark one, which, if you guys can see, I feel like this one would actually be preferred for me. You also have this sort of like smoothing brush, and I know Dyson has brought out some new technology between like the different air wraps to kind of make this move with your hair. I think I don't know what I just did there, but I've got some really cool bristles on it. Again, I haven't used this kind of attachment before. My diehards are usually just the barrel, so I feel like we should really give this a go like for like and see how we get on. You then have the like blow dryer head attachment. Now let's see how this works. This one doesn't bend like the Shark, so the Dyson literally goes straight on, and yeah, I think you literally go ahead like that. And it got the same kind of attachment as the Shark in the flyaway head. I don't know what I want to call this. The flyaway tamer. Let's call it the flyaway tamer. It looks like this goes different ways, and I'm not entirely sure why. I'll try and suss it out. And one thing that's really intriguing to me about the Dyson is that you only get the 2 barrels, and to change size you just flip them over. I feel like this is a good feature because with the Shark I can sometimes not be bothered to do that, or it's just a little bit annoying. Like, I kind of just want to carry on doing my hair and then I end up like having to touch the hot barrels, trying to like flip them over so I can start doing the other side, if you get what I mean. So yeah, I feel like these will be really handy. Again, a slightly thicker one and a slightly thinner one. This one is a bit more tapered towards the end. They're just going to give you different curl types. Are a little bit longer than the Shark ones too, so I think that's probably going to be ideal for longer hair, which is also really handy. I know Dyson do have an attachment now which is for longer hair too, so I feel like they are really thinking ahead of the game, which I think is probably reflective in the price difference. But let's put some products in and get to cracking, I guess. So to keep this completely true and fair, I'm just going to go in with the products that I always use to style my hair when I'm going to be doing like a bouncy blowout. Colour Wow Dream Coat on my roots, because as I mentioned earlier, my hair does love to fly away. I'm then going to use the Colour Fanatic Pureology 21 Essential Benefits Multitasking Leave-In Spray. You name it, it does it. And it smells really good too. And then whenever I'm doing a bouncy blowout, I do like to use this Unite Blow Dry Cream. I just feel like this is a bit sticky, so it gives a bit more of a hold. I'm not going to do a lot because, yeah, like I said, it is quite sticky and you can feel it. So we'll just go with that amount for now. Now my hair is pretty much like, I'm going to say like 70% dry. One thing about using these kind of tools, to get the results you want, you can't be having like sopping wet hair, but equally you can't have like 99% dry hair. So we're going to start off with blow drying our hair and using both attachments and see how we get on. I feel like I can't get used to how light this feels compared to the Shark, but on first impressions, the Shark feels a bit hotter. I don't know if I'm just making that up, and the Dyson feels a little cooler, but I definitely need to use that attachment on the Shark a little bit more. This is definitely lighter in my hand as well. The Shark definitely feels a bit heavier. I like that too because I get really achy arms. I've only got little spaghetti arms, so that's definitely good. Just going in with the smoothing like flyaway attachment tool, and that is really good. Again, I don't know why I haven't used that before. So that was the Shark I've done on this side, and I do think it has smoothed things down quite considerably. Okay, I wouldn't say there's much in that. I feel like they've both done a pretty good job at smoothing the top of my head, particularly with that Dream Coat spray. I feel like I need to start doing this like every wash because I do really struggle with that. I think I've spoken about it on my TikTok before because it really pisses me off. Okay, I don't know if I'm being biased, but I do prefer the Dyson for this sort of round brush tool. Like I was saying with the Shark, it just feels quite clunky and it's a bit of a weird, more like oval shape as opposed to the circle on the Dyson. I prefer the bristles on this too. I feel like this goes through my hair a lot easier. So on this one, I definitely prefer the Dyson, and I feel like I am seeing already how good this is. Okay, I think it's finally time to actually test out the barrels. let's get into it. I'm gonna clip my hair up and I think we should crack on. If I carry on using some of the other tools, it's gonna be too dry. Dyson is definitely quieter. I feel like the Dyson's picking up my hair a lot quicker, and forget what I said about it being hot, because it is getting hot on my neck. But yeah, I just feel like the Dyson is a little bit easier to use and I'm not having to guide the hair as much as I am with the Shark. Particularly when it's a little bit more damp, I feel like the Shark struggles to sort of like pick up the wet hair. I am going to go ahead and do my sort of bangs, fringe, whatever you want to call it, next. To keep this true to the review, I am going to use one on each side, but before, again, they get too dry, I've just dampened them again slightly because they are a little bit dry and I just know it won't hold as well. So let's give them a go on my bangs as well. I do usually like to hold the curl a little bit if I have the time before putting it into a roller as well, just to let it really cool down and hopefully set in place like that one has. Let's move on to the top section. Sorry, I keep looking in the viewfinder. I need to remember to look at y'all. I don't know if it's the right way to do this, but I always start at the bottom of my head and work up. I'm not sure if that's right. Who knows? So that's the Shark side done. I'm going to pop these two in rollers and then let's finish up on the Dyson side. That is the last curl done. We are all rollered up. I'm gonna put this side in rollers. Sorry, there is a hair in my mouth. I'm gonna put this side in rollers. I'm gonna leave it as long as I can. I don't have long. It's literally gonna probably be about 15 minutes because I have got somewhere to be. Just popped in some Colour Wow Extra Mystical Shine Spray as well. I feel like it just does a good job of like adding shine and holding things in place, so I am using it as a bit of like a finishing spray as well. So yeah, I'll see you in about 10 minutes. I've left these for as long as I possibly can, but I've started taking out the rollers with the Shark side. I'm now doing the Dyson side. So far, I don't know if there's much difference, to be honest. The Dyson obviously have had a little less time to set, so I think that's worth bearing in mind, but they do actually look quite different, don't they? The Shark definitely is giving more curly, and I think the Dyson's giving more like brushed out. Don't know, maybe I'm just making that up. Is there any more around the back, or should we go ahead and do this one? Ooh, the bangs are always crazy. Am I missing any? I don't think so. There we have it, guys. Those are the results from the rollers and the air wrap. I'm pretty happy with both sides, to be honest. I mean, I think they look marginally different. The Shark is probably a little bit more curly. I do have a little bit less hair on this side actually. Let's try and even it out a little bit as well. Okay, yeah, that's probably a little bit fairer. It's dropped a little bit here on the Shark side, whereas it is a little bit more curly on this Dyson side. I'm gonna go ahead and pop in the Chitosan serum. I feel like I need a few of these, but it's supposed to sort of like dispense the perfect amount. I have just done a few more than recommended, but I'm gonna go ahead, pop this in as well. Hopefully it's gonna make those curls hold. It smells stunning, like really expensive. I also love how the case like is magnetic. Hello guys, I forgot to check back in last night. I wasn't home till very late, and at that point I was showered and in bed. I did preserve the curls last night with my heatless rollers, and these are the results today. To be honest, I am gonna say this side of my hair did get a little bit wet in the shower. So it hasn't quite held as well. Otherwise, I feel like the volume is still there. Like my bangs have held really well. And I definitely think that's because of like the products and the pinning and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm still really happy with how it looks today. Based on the video though, I think because of some of like the newer technology and just like some of the easier tools on the Dyson, that does have to be my fave, and it makes sense. Because of the extra price point, my camera's flashing red, so let me get this wrapped up. So yeah, for me it has to be the Dyson, but let me know, do you have the Shark or the Dyson? Do you want to try either? Let me know in the comments. I'd be really intrigued to chat about it and see your guys' thoughts as well. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you found this useful if you're thinking of buying either of the tools, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!